Hello everybody, John Gregory here from Theme Park Tribune bringing you another hotel room tour and review, this time from the Universal Orlando Resort and one of its newest hotels, the Terra Luna Resort. I stayed here for 2 nights in April 2025, paid $146 per night with an annual pass holder discount. And I'm going to show you around the room, give you my thoughts on the room itself and the hotel. As we see, some thematic artwork hanging above the bed for this, I like to call it the Universal Earth Moon Hotel. It's a mixed bag. Let's just say it right off the bat. But before we get into that, why don't we just head back to the door here and start from the very beginning of the room to give you a look around. All right, so the doorway here, you have the door for the lock off if you have 2 rooms over on this side, and then a full length mirror over to your right. And then let's start off in the bathroom area. So you've got a pretty nice vanity area, well lit, not as well lit as some other Universal hotels, but it does have some backlighting, overhead lighting. Not really any space for storage underneath other than just, if you want to put your bag down there, but no extra storage beyond that. The usual stuff around the sink and only room for 1 person to get ready. Let's head into the shower and commode area, not separated, so the shower's being used, no one's going to the toilet. But let's talk about the shower. It's pretty disappointing, I think, for a brand new hotel because of the bad water pressure. It does have the fine design. I really like that hotels, at least Universal and Lowe's, have figured out, let's put the faucet over here and let people be able to get out of the way of the spray if they want to warm the shower up. It does have the nice little bar down here for anyone who needs to shave their legs or just get a leg up to clean any other parts of themselves. It does have shampoo and conditioner, no body wash, interestingly, in dispensers in there. But then there's the shower head. It's just not very good. Pretty weak water pressure. Didn't feel like a very good shower. Really below standards for the Universal hotels. Disappointed in that. So just be warned, you're probably going to get some lousy water pressure. Heading out of the shower area, let's head over here to this is the closet, kind of well hidden in the wall. You've got your usual stuff in there, ironing board iron, little safe, some hangers for storage, extra bedding is above. That other stuff way up at the top there, I think is actually the router for the room. Someone left the key in there. Usually you can't see that sort of stuff if you even know where it is. So interesting that I could spot it this time, but this hotel only opened a little bit ago, so still some kinks to be worked out. You have the thermostat, a digital thermostat right off to the side here. I did note that even though I had to pump the AC a little bit more, it wasn't getting well distributed around the room. It has just this one vent over here, and I don't know, if you're sleeping, especially on the bed closest to the window, that might just not reach you very well. Over to my left here is the ice maker, the coffee maker, not a K-cup brewer, sitting above the refrigerator there. Some storage below the TV in this kind of combined storage drawer little couch thing that is in the room. It's not a bad little thing. Nice TV, you'd expect that. And there are multiple, let me get my big sweep of the room here. We do have this little console thing, let me hit it, providing some more outlets for you in there. So that's good. Oh, and there is a carpet down on the floor. So otherwise it has, this sort of fake hardwood wood vinyl thing. That's not bad. But this helps muffle the sound in the room a little bit. And also muffles the sound in the hotel itself. So the two beds, two queen size beds here. Not the best. I didn't have great sleep my 2 nights. They were, I don't know how to put it. Like, it's just not like, it's both like not great, like firmness, like comfortable firmness, but they just feel like, not great mattress. They just feel like kind of cheaper mattresses. Really more in line with Disney's lowest value hotels, the endless summer resorts, even though this is really in the category, the prime value category, as they call it, along with Cabana Bay. Didn't feel as comfortable as that. In the center, you do get, your light, multiple USB ports there, a USB A and C. You do get a charging pad in the clock radio there, along with 2 more ports right at the front and this little light. No ports on either side. If you're sleeping, sharing the bed, someone will just have to plug into that outlet down there. And but they do get, their own light. And this is a cool thing. I'll pan up. This little reading light that's like way up in the ceiling. I don't know how good that's gonna be as like an alternative to a more private light that's like right above the bed, but a novel approach. Over here by the end of the couch, you get this little tiny table that you can move around to eat off of, and then your window. All of these kind of oval-shaped windows that they have at both sides of these new resorts at Epic Universe. Stella Nova, which opened earlier in 2025 than Terra Luna. I do not have a great view though. No sign of Epic Universe. It's kind of on the other side of me. Instead, I'm looking over at the Orange County Convention Center. I think that's the Top Golf over there. Somewhere there, and and I think you can see, you can just see SeaWorld over in the distance. Okay, so that's a look around the room. The room itself, not bad. Oh, wait, before I get to that, this one little weird feature. So you see this curtain here, and you can actually move it to reveal this divider, and I have no clue what purpose this possibly serves. I think we had the same kind of divider in Aventura, if I'm remembering right. It's been a few years since I stayed there. And I just don't understand why, like, if you want it ever covered, why wouldn't you just want it like that all the time? I guess you could just close that off to, like, give the room some sort of privacy for someone else to change just around that corner if someone else is changing inside the bathroom. But it's a little strange. Nothing to really worry about. I just don't get what purpose it really serves. So, the room, okay, not great. Like I said, I didn't really love the bed. There's other forms of the room that are totally fine. It's a good amount of USB-B ports everywhere, good placement on that. Like I said, the air conditioning wasn't the greatest, didn't reach the whole room. The shower, pretty disappointing. That's probably the worst water pressure I've had at Universal Hotel, and the fact that it just opened doesn't make me confident about staying here again. What is the downside of the outside the room is where the big downsides come in. Let me get to that. So this is one of the two hotels, the lower priced hotels that's right near Epic Universe. It's actually within walking distance, both this and Stella Nova. But the downsides of this include it feels cheaper than it's supposed to be. This is supposed to be on the same level Cabana Bay in terms of the levels that Universal uses for hotels. It's nowhere close to Cabana Bay. It really feels like one of the endless summers, but it's priced higher. And that goes especially to the pool area, which is still plenty big, but has no slide, doesn't have the kind of features that Cabana Bay's pools have, so definitely a downgrade there. And then the food service is especially just, in my opinion, just straight up bad. There's a market in place of the big lobby Starbucks that is also the grab-and-go market, and it gets very crowded. The service is not good. I had a donut there that could have chipped a tooth. And then, instead of having a bigger food court like all the other resorts, all the other resorts at the same level have, even the endless summer resorts have big food courts. This just has like a few stations and then one pickup window with one centralized kitchen for all of it. And they got backed up so bad on my nights here. At one point, there were 30 to 45 minute waits, not for like a pizza delivery to your room, which is totally understandable. Just like any food, any hot food was going to take that long. And we're talking, this is fast food quality stuff. No one wants to wait 45 minutes for a disappointing cheeseburger. You can probably get Uber Eats for quicker than that. And that's just totally unacceptable, in my view. On top of that, if the biggest perk here is the proximity to Epic Universe, Stella Nova is a much better option. The walk there is like a good 10 to 12 minutes shorter if you're going to walk, because you can not do the circuitous route. You have to go all the way around Stella Nova from the walking path for Terra Luna. You have to cross a big intersection. For Stella Nova, it's really just walk up the drive to a stoplight, and you're going to go straight into where the bus drop-off area is, like right around Epic Universe's entrance, and it'll take much shorter. So I haven't stayed at Stella Nova yet. I don't know if the amenities there are the same as this. Assuming they are, because they're supposed to be kind of, twin hotels here, even though they open a few months apart. I would say, all things considered, just stay at Stella Nova if that proximity to Epic Universe is really important to you and you're not springing for the Helios Grand at the back of the park, which is, much more expensive, and I haven't stayed there either. So this place could honestly unseat Surfside as the worst Universal hotel option, in my opinion, and one of the first days where, I've really just been disappointed in it versus, okay, it's still, worth the money. Even at the $146 a night I paid, if I could have paid the same for Cabana Bay. I just wanted to be close to Epic Universe for the annual pass holder previews. This is not, this is, so much worse than that. And just keep that in mind. My experience, it was only a few nights, but I am not eager to stay here again after all the flaws here, and it's not like they're going to build a whole new food court very quickly, and that's the biggest downside here. So anyway, it's a pretty low grade for one of Universal's newest resorts. Maybe take a look at my channel, look at some of my other hotel room tour and reviews of the Universal Orlando resorts. Look on themeparktribune.com and get a sense of a better place to stay when you're coming to Universal. All right, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTuber stuff. I'm on Theme Park Trib on most social accounts, on most social networks, and visit themeparktribune.com for the little bit longer written reviews if that's your thing. Take care, everybody, and see you in the parks.